Hello friends, it's Melanie and welcome to today's video. I feel a little bit crazy filming this in October, like it's not even Halloween yet, but I know if you're watching this, you're like me. Gift giving is probably your love language and you're a crafter. You like to make things, especially gifts, or maybe you're watching this far after I posted it and you just need some help, and either way, I am here to help you today with some lovely, thoughtful, mostly handmade or very personalizable gift ideas for the holiday season. I have a little over 30 gift ideas for you today, and also gonna link in the description my document that I formed with links and resources. But other than that, let's get straight into this video and some of the ideas. So the first idea, I think this is great if you're doing it for like multiple friends or people in your life. A painted hairbrush or comb. I've seen these all over Pinterest. I've also seen these as like bridal gifts, but I think this is a really elegant gift. I feel like a hairbrush or a comb can always be elevated. You know, it's one of those things everyone has, but if you get them one with maybe their initials or their name, maybe you hand paint flowers or something that reminds you of them, or if you have a cricket, even if you don't, you can get things like this customized on Etsy or outsourced. But I think elevating daily things is the way to go, especially when you get into the age of people just like being able to buy themselves what they want. That's my take on gift giving. Next, I said personalized frame magnets or painted frame magnets. Everybody has a lot of picture frames, but do they have picture frames on their fridge? Maybe they don't want them, but like maybe they haven't even thought about it. I have made so many DIY different types of magnets. I've painted little frames that I think I got from Joanne. I've also got really tiny like dollhouse frames from Amazon and added my own pictures. So if you wanted to add pictures of you and your friend or whoever and give that as a gift, I think that's so thoughtful, so cute. If you're good at painting, you could paint them a little tiny art piece for their fridge. That would be really precious. Another thing is there are always really gorgeous, unique mini frames at the thrift store, and you could even get them a print that makes you think of them, or again, do a photo or a painting you made yourself, or like a scrapbooky little thing and make them a magnet out of that yourself. The painted jewelry box. This could 100% vary in like size and shape and all that, but when I saw these on Pinterest, I was like, this is gorgeous. I feel like this would be the perfect gift for like my mom or someone. I put this on my list because I have been wanting to do it. I said felted slippers. I feel like this would be a good one for like maybe a guy, because sometimes other than like making them full clothes, which takes forever, there's not a lot of little accessories you can make for like your dad, your brother, boyfriend, whatever. I feel like I've been looking more into handmade things that look really professional, because I don't want to give them something handmade that's like really dinky. I want something that they'll actually use, something that's helpful. And I feel like everyone wears slippers. I feel like these look really nice and they're actually not that hard to make. Says me, who's never made them, but they don't look that big, and even if you mess up on the stitching, to my understanding with felting, you just throw it in the washer and it kind of does its magic. So this is on the top of my list. If you know me in real life, pretend you didn't see this. They're also, I just think they're so cute. Like I could personally easily own multiple felted slippers and I think I would wear absolutely all of them. Crochet baskets. Okay, sometimes I think it's hard to come up with crochet things or gifts for people because crochet is kind of like a style or an aesthetic, and if they're not into that aesthetic, it's a little bit harder to make that or give it as a gift. But I do think baskets are pretty universal, whether it's like a mini one or a big one. Doesn't look super difficult to make, and I mean everyone needs little organizational things, but when you tell them it's handmade, even better. Knit drawstring pouch. I thought this was just really cute. Even if you're making it and like giving them a gift kind of inside the pouch and using the pouch as the wrapping, like how precious. I feel like you can always use little bags and pouches, but this kind of drawstring one I haven't seen that much of. It doesn't look that hard because it's probably just like rectangle and a little bit of like sewing it together, making the strings. But I feel like there's just so many ways you could go with this, and you can use this bag for literally anything. I said knit key sweaters. This has been on my list for a while too, because I actually think it would be really helpful to know which key is which. Like that would be really nice, but they're also just stinking adorable, especially if they're a crafty person themselves that you're gifting this to. I think people would eat this up. The only problem is figuring out how to knit something so tiny, but I think we can figure it out. I said this Sophie scarf or triangle scarf. I just think these mini little scarves are like quick but classy, and anyone can use a scarf, whether it's for warmth or for style. I think this is probably one of the safest ways to go with a knit handmade gift. I also said a knit or crochet bag, but with a metal clasp. Kind of like what I was saying about the crochet style being kind of specific. I feel like this is a very clean and minimal way to make something out of crochet that looks like store-bought. I feel like adding this metal clasp is a game changer, not only for functionality, but I think it also just looks so classy. This is also on the top of my crafting gifting list. I think it's beautiful. I also said a crochet glasses case. Pouches and bags and baskets are always great, but you know they need something like a glasses case. This is a perfect time to hand make it. And I've seen some really cute crochet ones. I also said a crochet key fob, or like a crochet like wristlet, I guess. I feel like this is another thing that people don't really like go to buy and replace for themselves, but it's such a fun little personalization. And once again, you could crochet them, their colors, their pattern, something that reminds them of you. You could even attach a little keychain that reminds them of you. Next, I said a lined makeup bag. I said lined specifically because lining things is a game changer when it comes to making things feel very professional and clean and way more functional, especially for knit and crochet stuff. Even if they're not a makeup person, I feel like makeup bags are so helpful, whether it's for travel or organization or literally anything. I think that's one of the gifts that I always end up giving because there's always such cute ones. Next, I said a quilted bookcase. I feel like people don't really buy bookcases for themselves, but if your friend is a reader or a journaler or anything with a book, I feel like having a bookcase is actually really helpful, and you like don't really realize it until you have one. You're like, oh my gosh, my books are way less damaged. It also just looks so cute. It's like an accessory. Everything's an accessory. But I saw these really adorable quilted ones with like bow ties that honestly don't look that hard to make if you're a beginner sewer. Once again, all these things, if you are not crafty yourself, I'm sure you can find very similar stuff on Etsy, and I'll try to put links for as many of them as I can. Next, I said these puffy coasters. I just felt like this would also be relatively easy to make for a beginner sewer, and you would be able to make like a whole set. I feel like it'd be relatively simple to give this as a gift to multiple people, and I think they're really adorable. I kind of want to make some for myself, but imagine coaster set and then like anthro cups or something to go with it. I love a little gift set. Then I said cable wraps. I also, okay, I'm just saying this, maybe this whole list is things that I want and I want to make for myself / want to receive, but clearly that was my thought process. But I actually think this would be so helpful. You know, we all have so many chargers and headphones and things, and having something to keep them organized, whether it's a pouch that can organize all of them, or I've just seen some that are as simple as having like a little band with buttons and it like ties it. Like I guess it's basically like a hair tie, but to keep all of your chargers and things nicely coiled, that is the gift they don't even know they need. And also probably pretty easy to make. I also said clay frogs for flowers. I think this would be great for the florist in your life, the person who loves a little flower arrangement. This also seems pretty dang easy to make, and like it would make a huge difference, and you would use it pretty regularly, especially for someone who gets a lot of flowers. But I feel like you can also make the frog itself really personalized and cute, because I've seen how people like paint them or make them kind of ruffled or like textured. There's just so many ways to go with this. On the topic of clay, I also said clay charms, specifically making multiple clay charms and making one of these bag charms. I think these are so adorable, and they can be super personalizable to whoever you're gifting it to. But of course, if they're not a purse person, you can make charms for literally anything. Magnets, make it into like a keychain for something else, make it into a car charm. There's just so many ways to go, and these are so adorable. I also said a bejeweled hair clip. I feel like this is relatively simple and would be really fun to make. You could either make their name, you could do a little pattern, whatever reminds you of them. And this is another thing that would be so fun to put in a little set or basket of things. Also said a fun personal keychain, for example, like one of those shrinky dink keychains that you can get so creative with. I also said the photo strip keychains, which I know there's places you can go to do this, like in San Francisco. VSCO, I know they have places where they literally make it for you and they can attach little charms like a dice or like a Lego piece, but you could also 100% make this yourself. You could also make matching photo strip keychains, like take a separate picture from the photo strip. That would be adorable. I'm a big photo strip girl, as you will tell, because I also said photo strip custom frames. I actually have one right up here and I love it so much. You can change the fabric, you can change the mat, you can do a different amount of photo strips, you can use unique frames that you thrift. I think I thrifted this one, I don't remember. But I also said a DIY CD keychain. I stumbled upon this one just scrolling on Pinterest and I was like, how have I never seen this before? I think there's templates where you can do this on Etsy, and then I think there's also ones where you can like order it and then you make it for you. But you can make their own little personalized CD album. It could be an artist they like, it could be photos of you guys or them. You can decorate the little CD, and I just love miniature things that are like, okay, functional is not the right word because there's no use, like the CD doesn't work or anything, but you know, like you can take it apart. There's a real mini CD in it. I just think it's adorable. I also said these charm ribbon bookmarks. I think these are really cute and would make a great addition to gifting a book. Having a fancy bookmark honestly feels really cool after I'm used to using receipts or like tissues for so many years. I feel like these are the little luxuries that are also so personal. Come on guys, it makes reading that much more fun. I also said a lip gloss keychain charm. I think I said this last year, but guys, this is still relevant and I think it will always be relevant. People run out of lip gloss, make a new one, add some charms, give them your favorite lip gloss. Once again, so many ways to go about this. So cute. So helpful. My lip gloss on my keys has saved me so many times. I think this is the one I will go to again and again and always recommend this one. I also said Altoids tin with maybe like your favorite makeup product or lip gloss, obviously small makeup product or perfume sample, something like that. This is another fun one to make, but also very helpful. You can put a bunch of little knickknacks in there and it keeps it in one compact little place, and it's so helpful. You can have a little mirror in there, mints, literally whatever whoever you're gifting this to needs. I also said a personalized phone charger. Okay, so yes, this one sounds really extra and looks really extra, but hear me out. It is so easy to lose your phone charger or like mix it up with other people or leave it somewhere thinking it's like not yours or forgetting it. Maybe it's a me problem. I don't think it's a me problem, but if it's personalized, you will never ever lose it. So I've seen some that are crocheted. I do have a crocheted one in my car, and I have a bunch of stuff that's crocheted in my car and I just love it. But I've also seen some that have charms or some that are just like the cord itself is pearls somehow. I don't know. There's a lot of cool ones is all I'm saying. So you could also just like add a little charm to the end so it's identifiable, but people also just always need chargers. So I think it's a good combo gift, you know? Okay, we are now approaching the more like not handmade crafts, but very personalized items. So I have a couple of these. First one, personalized calendar. I know a lot of people don't really use like desk calendars or wall calendars, but hear me out. I think more people should. I think they're awesome. I guess you could also get them like a personalized planner, some that are just like embroidered with their names, or, you know, I'm sure you could make some with photos and scrappy looking, whatever. But I was thinking of like wall calendars where you make your own collage for the month, which is like funny. You can have like kind of seasonal photos from the last year during each month. I don't know, it's just like it's such a fun gift. In a lot of ways, it's like a photo book and a practical calendar in one, and you can also make it cute and aesthetic if you want it. Also said a custom deck of cards. I think this is a really fun one too. Once again, it's like the photo book theme. It's like fun and cute to look through, but also like, I mean, everyone will use a deck of cards, you know, just keep it in your car and feel like they always come in handy. Like you're bored, cards. Having a picnic, don't know what to do, cards. I also said a handwritten personalized mug. I saw this when I was scrolling, researching on Etsy, and I feel like this is a really cool personalizable one where you don't really have to do anything creative, but it's personal because it's your handwriting, your note, or whatever you want to say. And honestly, it's also pretty cute. I also saw these custom name bag charms. I've never seen something like this, but I thought it was adorable. If you could figure out a way to hand make this, 100% go that way as well. I also saw if they're like a Sony Angel or Smisky kind of person, you could gift them a blind box and like a little charm bags, like the clear ones, so that they can wear it as an accessory, but you know, they get to open their blind box. I thought that would be a fun little 2-in-1 gift as well. We're getting to like the barely handcrafted thing, but I said like a locket, either honestly locket jewelry or locket keychain. You could choose the photos, cut them out, add them. I don't know. I'm a sucker for any kind of locket. I do in fact already have locket keychain and locket jewelry, and I love both of them. I think it's such a beautiful sentimental gift. That reminds me, I even saw locket rings. I did not know that was a thing until I saw it recently, but that's another option. Okay, we're on the last one, which I have never heard of this before, but it's a vintage perfume keychain, and you can personalize this by either one, I'm sure there's like a way to engrave it, whether it's yourself or like once again on Etsy. But another thing you could do is give them like your favorite perfume or perfume you handpicked for them and put it in their little locket keychain, because guys, this looks cute, but I forget to put perfume on all the time / want to reapply, and everything's easier when it's a bag charm. You'll never forget anything when it's a bag charm. All right, guys, I'm gonna end off the video here. I just wanted to thank you guys. I hope that some of these ideas were helpful. If you have any other ideas, please leave them in the comments. Help me out, help other people in the comments out. But I hope that this is helpful. I hope this gave you some ideas for some personalizable gifts, some handmade gifts, and that after this video, you will now know where to start with your gifting this season. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want more gift inspo videos, I have so many from over the years, and I will also be giving more on my other platforms, so make sure to check those out for more updates and ideas. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.